皆さん、また来てくださってありがとうございます。こちらはマンハッタンニューヨーク水曜日の午後です。ってことでね、前回の動画ね、ブロックされちゃったんですよ。でも、安心してください。お仕置き部屋には入れられておりません。ということで、久しぶりに動画ブロックされて消されたな、と思っております。ってことでね、ここのとこのアメリカざっくりまとめをすると、まず先週土曜日に、トランプさんとトランジションメンバー、いわゆるアベンジャーズたちが UFC プロレスを全員で観戦。会場は大盛り上がり。もうね、本当にね、もう無敵チームなんですよね。で、ただね、残り2ヶ月となって、現政権の妨害工作がかなりひどいことになってるんですね。最高裁の判事を一人辞めさせようとしたり、ペンシルバニアを再カウントして、違法票も数えると言ってみたり、ウクライナの長期支援を決めて戦争を終わらせないように画策したり、トランプさんが市場開放させようとしているビットコイン市場をぶっ壊さんばかりに CEO 宅に FBI の奇襲をかけたり、ウクライナにアメリカのミサイルを許可したり、そしてね、またね、それを気違いゼレンスキーが6発発射、プーチン5発迎撃っていうことで、もうね、あと2ヶ月なんですけど、なんとかプーチンが発狂しないように、戦争に大きなね、第三次世界大戦みたいな核戦争に発展しないようにと願うばかりです。でね、月曜火曜と G20 がブラジルであって、またバイデンやらかして、無遊病みたいに記念撮影どっか行っちゃってパームツリーの横にいて、習近平さんがど真ん中で世界は我が物と言わんばかりにバチッと写真を撮って撮り直し、アメリカの大統領入れて撮り直ししますとリポーターが言ったにもかかわらず、みんな無視ということでね、バイデンさんね、スピーチを現地でした後もジャングルに向かってまっしぐらですしね、もう本当にね、この2ヶ月を本当に何事もないように、とにかくトランプさんに早く平和に移してくださいっていうのを願っております。でね、組閣もね、続々決まってて、やはりね、前回言ってたマット・ゲイツさんいいですね、この方。思った以上にいいみたいです。向こうの騒ぎ方を見るとね、すごくいいみたいですね、この人。で、今日の動画はね、私注目の組閣2人、Fcc と商業長官。Fcc はメディアの不公平性をバッサリやったり、スターリンクに絡んでネット環境や規制緩和をやるところですから、もう非常に重要なんですね。そして商業長官は、個人的にはこれ財務長官になってほしかったんですけど、ハワード・ラトニックさんが就任。商業長官は関税や貿易関係などで、日本にも関係があるかなっていうふうに思います。関税に関してはイーロンがきちんとした企業目線のコメントを出しているので、無謀な 200% かけてやるって言ってるトランプさんの 200% 関税は中国車の EV、電気自動車ですね、中国の。これだけだと思うんですよ。中国を中国にリベンジっていう感じなんですね。で、ラトニックさんは、MSG にも来ておられて、すごい感じの良い方で、実際にはね、セプテンバー11のテロアタックでお兄さんや従業員を何百人も亡くされて、それ以来は災害被災者の家族を助けたりされてる方なんですよね。で、20年や24年のトランプ陣への資金調達の方ですし、イーロンが推薦してたぐらいだから、やっぱりビリオネアって言ってもソロス系じゃなくって、イーロン系、庶民を助ける、庶民が潤う、きちんとしたお金の使い方をっていう方だから、非常に期待大です。ということで、動画はこの2人です。どうぞ。
As we can now report that Donald Trump has nominated Cantor Fitzgerald CEO Howard Lutnick for Secretary of Commerce. Lutnick is co-chair of Trump's transition team. The president saying in a new statement that he's thrilled to announce Howard Lutnick, chairman and CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald, will join his administration as the United States Secretary of Commerce. He'll lead our tariff and trade agenda. Says Trump, with additional direct responsibility for the office of the United States Trade Representative, a huge task he will have at hand, considering this was a huge part of his economic pitch, trying to win the White House.
Trump taps FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr as chairman of that agency, saying that Commissioner Carr is a warrior for free speech and a spot against the regulatory lawfare that has stifled Americans' freedoms and held back our economy. He will end the regulatory onslaught that has been crippling America's job creators and innovators and ensure that the FCC delivers for rural America. Brendan Carr joins us now. I'm particularly interested in rural America. What are your top three, besides that, top three to-do items if you get confirmed?
Yeah, thanks so much, Dana. And I want to start by expressing my thanks and appreciation again to President Trump and to congratulate him again on his historic election victory. I mean, it's one for the history books, if you think about it, from the lawfare that he overcame to literally being shot, not just shot at, but being shot. And for me, as I go forward, the first thing is to get together with the president's team and make sure that I 100% understand his agenda. After all, it's going to be his administration, and it's going to be his agenda that people should be pushing. From my perspective, there's a couple of top issues. Number one is looking at tech censorship. You know, free speech is the bedrock of our democracy, and there's been this unprecedented surge in censorship over the last couple of years, and we need to restore Americans' First Amendment rights. Number two is to look at our approach to media. You know, Jeff Bezos just recently did an op-ed where he said that Americans don't trust the news media. He said now they're the least trusted of all, and I think he's speaking a lot of truth there. So I think the status quo, particularly when it comes to legacy media, needs to change. And three, we have a real opportunity to get the economy going and creating jobs. When President Trump came in 2017, we were behind the eight ball when it came to communications policy, and he turned things around, and that's exactly what is going to happen again. We need to free up more spectrum. We need to do permitting reform. You talk about rural broadband. That's the key there. And number three is the space economy. I'm down here in South Padre Island right now. There's going to be another Starship launch later today, and it simply cannot take longer to move permitting paper from one desk at an agency to another than it does to build and launch these rockets. So we're going to unleash America's private sector again.
What can the FCC do to help legacy media?
You know, there's a lot the FCC can do. Broadcasters are differently situated than other speakers. They get free access to a valuable public resource, the airwaves, and they're licensed by the FCC. And the exchange for that is they have to serve the public interest. I think it's important that we take another look at that and we reinvigorate it. There's also a news distortion complaint at the FCC still having to do with CBS, and CBS has a transaction before the FCC, and I'm pretty confident that that news distortion complaint over the CBS 60 Minutes transcript is something that's likely to arise in the context of the FCC's review of that transaction.
Forbes magazine had this headline: how Elon Musk could benefit from Trump's FCC nominee, Brendan Carr. Why would they say that he would benefit, and how would you respond to that headline?
Well, if you look at the last couple of years, you know, President Biden stood at the White House podium a couple years ago and said Elon Musk is worth being looked into. And ever since then, the regulatory agencies have launched unprecedented lawfare. You know, the FCC revoked unlawfully an $800 million award to Elon Musk. Every single agency started investigating him. And so I think that it's time for the American government to not give people differential treatment based on their last name. And everybody is going to get a fair shake from the government going forward.
You also had this tweet at one point that the FCC's most recent budget request said that promoting DEI was the agency's second highest strategic goal. Starting next year, the FCC will end its promotion of DEI. Tell me more.
Yeah, look, we need to get back to common sense in the government. The idea that the Federal Communications Commission lists as its second highest strategic priority promoting DEI, there's no place for that. And when the transition is complete, when we come in, the FCC is going to end its promotion of DEI. We're going to focus on our core mission, rural broadband, accelerating our permitting for the satellite industry. Those are the steps we're going to take, promoting our national security.
Well, enjoy the space launch, the rocket launch today. Enjoy that, and thank you for coming on the program. We appreciate it.